So how do you graph a linear equation if the equation is not in y equals mx plus b form? Well, if you look, we're going to start here at question 3. Question 3 is not in y equals mx plus b form. You cannot tell me what the slope is, m, or what the y-intercept is, b, until you get y by itself. And in this problem, y is not by itself. So we have to go back and start moving everything away from the y. And to do this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite this over to the side. Here we go. We're going to split this guy up, and we're going to start doing opposites. So the opposite of 3x, when we move 3x to the other side, it's going to become minus 3x. And then we subtract 3x over here, and we cannot do 6 minus 3x. You cannot combine those terms. So we'll do negative 3x, bring down the 6, and then bring down your negative y. Now we do not have this in y equals. This is in negative y equals. In fact, there's something in front of this y. There's a negative 1 right here. And our last step is to divide by what we have in front of y. So we need to divide everything by negative 1. Now we have y by itself. Y equals, and if you have to, you probably might need to use your calculator to figure out what is negative 3 divided by negative 1. Negative 3 divided by negative 1, that's going to give you a positive 3x, and then a positive 6 divided by a negative 1. That's going to give me a negative 6. This is now in y equals mx plus b form. Now we can get the slope of this line. So let's go here. The slope is the number in front of x. It is 3. Our y-intercept, that's the number at the very end here by itself. It's negative 6. So this is just like the previous activity we did. So now we need to just plot this. Let's build some steps here. So x-axis, this is our y-axis, and this is going to be where the origin is. Let's figure out where we're going to start building our steps. We're going to start at the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is at negative 6. So we need to go, here's the y-axis, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is negative 6. So we're going to say our steps or our stairs are going to start here at negative 6. And we also practice that slope is a fraction. So since slope is 3, we're going to make that 3 over 1. So that means you're going to go up 3 and to the right 1. Up 3 to the right 1. But we're doing that from the y-intercept. So we're going to go up 1, 2, 3 and to the right 1. Boom, put a dot. Up 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Put another dot. 1, 2, 3 to the right 1. Put a dot. And as you do a few of those, now you've created your, they almost look like steps here. Up and over, up and over, up and over. And we're going to connect those dots. Try to do that as best as we can here. Put arrows on the end. And now we've graphed that equation. So if you get anything out of this activity here, please remember, it has to be in y equals mx plus b for you to graph it. Let's do one more example here. Let's take a look at number 7. Again, it needs to be in y equals mx plus b form. So I can't figure out what the slope and y-intercept is until we have it in y equals. So we can split this guy up here, start moving some stuff. We have a 3x right here. It's positive. It needs to go to the right. It needs to move away from where the y is. So we're going to start doing opposites again. So we're going to subtract 3x. Subtract 3x over here. You cannot do 10 minus 3x. So we're just going to bring down the 3x, which is negative. The 10 is positive. So we'll just do plus 10. This time we're going to bring down negative 5y. So now we're down to our last step. Our last step is to divide by the number in front of y. Let's pick a different color. Let's pick this beautiful doo-doo brown. We're going to divide by negative 5. Everything is getting divided by negative 5. Now we have y by itself. But we need to do some housekeeping. And if you struggle with fractions that are positives or negatives, think about it like this. If you have a negative number on top and a negative number on bottom, the fraction is positive. If you're not sure about that, you could actually use your calculator. -3 divided by -5. If it gives you a positive decimal, then you can do math, frac, enter. It'll give you the fraction. It'll do the conversion for you. Bring down our x. What do we call the x value? The domain. And then here we go. If you have a positive fraction divided by a negative fraction, it's actually going to be a negative number. In this case, I can reduce 10 divided by -5. It's -2. We can do that in the calculator. 10 divided by -5, it gives me -2. Now we are G to G. We are good to go. Let's see what we can do. Let's start extracting. The first thing we have is our slope, 3/5. It's positive. And our y-intercept is -2. So now let's put our steps or our stairs on the graph. Let's start, where are we starting at? -2. That's our y-intercept. So I'm going to look at the y-axis right here, and I'm going to go 1, -2. So right here is where the stairs or the steps are going to start. And our slope is going to tell us how to build them. We're going to go up 3 because it's positive, and to the right 5. So let's go up 3. 1, 2, 3, and to the right 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, put a step or a point. 1, 2, 3, up or over 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom, we'll put another point. And you could continue to do that off the grid if you wish, but we have enough to connect the dots. And there we go. Don't forget about your arrows. Again, make sure everything is in y = mx+b. Do not get fooled and try to extract information from this guy here, because that is not in y = mx+b.